What the hell's wrong? Get in the lodge.
I can't move. I'm afraid I can't move.
Get in the lodge.
I'm afraid I can't move.
Almost all the pictures that you do that aren't like big studio pictures where the expectation is this is going to be a smash hit because we got all this money behind it. We spent all this money making the film. We're going to spend just as much money promoting it, and we got all these people in it, and it's going to be a big hit. And, you know, the percentages are that they are big hits. The other part of filmmaking is small independent films, which we all do. And small then becomes a definition of, you know, $100 million small picture or something less than that. And Kingdom of the Spiders was a lot less. They wanted me to do the picture, and I agreed to do the picture, and then they cast the picture with me being there. So I was in on the casting. And they had lovely young ladies come in, and they'd say, oh, you look, read the part. They were going, brilliant actor, great-looking girl. Look at those legs. Now, put your hand on this box and touch the tarantula. Aha, you're afraid of tarantula, aren't you? Goodbye, my dear. And then this ugly beast would come in. Fine. Couldn't act, ugly, no legs, short little dumpy legs. Touch the tarantula, you're in.
Oh my God, Linda!
One is hardwired to be afraid of creepy, crawly things. Once I learned that the sting it hurts, but it's more like a bee sting than a snake bite. The bite of the tarantula isn't that bad, but it's bad. Maybe there are tarantulas that bite worse, but not these.
Hope these things don't get into the house. They sure give me the willies.
When they had the spiders on me, that was not CGI. This is one of those delicious stories. So I'm dealing with these spiders, and the spider's supposed to crawl up on me. So they're about the size of my hand. And I'm wearing a silk shirt, which allows the little hooks on the tarantula's feet to gouge me. And so they're crawling up me. I can feel their little hooks in my skin. And I want to scream, piercing high falsetto. And I was trying to stifle it as they crawled up me. In addition, to talk about self-abuse, I said to the director, wouldn't it be fun if one was here? He said, yeah, but how would you do that? I said, if I take a little spirit gum, which is the sticky stuff we use in films, and I put a little sticky stuff on my cheek, and I place the spider there, and I fall down, let me experiment, you film it, and I'll find out how much it takes to shake the spider loose. I do this 6 times with these things crawling up me. Okay, ready? Okay, Bill, press the thing. Okay, I got it. And and I finally did it. I fell down. The camera panned down with me. I was right there. And I went, and the thing broke loose and crawled away. And the camera panned and picked up a still photographer on the set. The thing was ruined. My one take was ruined by this. He screamed in fear as I ran after him. The detritus of these spiders is spider hair. When they were kept in a bag to be used, like a large shopping bag, and we were going to get spiders and place them someplace, there'd be a lot of hair there. And in one sequence, they were all supposed to jump on me. So they had these shopping bags of tarantulas, and they dumped them on me. And there was this shimmer tarantula hair that came down, and then everybody was going like this because spider hair, probably just tarantulas, are the basis of itching powder. So although very few were harmed, they left a lot of their debris behind. They got their arachnid revenge. There were a few harmed, but very few. We were very careful, very conscious that they were alive and that there was no arachnid union. We had a lot of creepy crawlies, and I had overcome my fear of spiders. We did a scene with a rat. I was in a basement, and I'm looking around. I got a flashlight, and then I come upon a rat. We had a pet rat, a rat that was used to human beings, and they had a monofilament around the neck to keep it from running off. And I come upon the rat. Ooh, there's a rat, which is pretty bad, but not as far along the scale as an arachnid. So if this is a scale and this is high, the spider is here and the rat is somewhere in between, because I hate rats. I mean, again, hardwired. Ooh, there's a rat. Why should you? People eat rats in other countries. They don't have a fear of rat that we have. They say, oh, look at that rat. I wonder if we should have it with chili or with sugar. Maybe we could caramelize the rat. So this rat jumped at me, and I bounced back, and this rat had the monofilament around its neck, and it was dangling by its neck, and it was screeching, and it was trying to get at me. It was just as bad as the spider. I mean, I freaked out. And then you have to swallow it because, hey, I'm a brave person. I have to hold myself up. You can't, it's against the rules for me to scream in fear. Imagine, I mean, that would, a falsetto coming from me of great fear, piercing scream of fear would not be within my character as publicly held. But privately, we know. Every so often, you're privileged to work in a large feature film, which is great because they usually pay well, but it's deadly boring because they take days. You know, the spider shots that we set up in hours, sometimes minutes, would take days on a feature film because they want to get everything right. And is the beady eyes of the tarantula looking the right way?
Vernon, I want to get out of here. I don't like this place.
Now, honey, don't worry. It's probably one of those traditions, like those birds coming back to Capistrano.
How's it feel to be on the other end of a microscope?
Not funny.
Not meant to be.
I remember it being a fun cast and having a good time out there, even though I was surrounded by tarantulas. Woody Strode, he had this magnificent body that he, even at the age he was at, years after his athletic career, he had this magnificent, lean, muscled body. And I said, how do you do that? He said, I do push-ups. That's all he did, push-ups, all kinds, arms spread, the thing, one hand, no hands. He did a no-hand push-up, it was incredible. He just blew on the ground. He levitated.
Ain't that a crock? I did what I could. She was too far gone. There's just so much I can do.
You come in to a play, a movie, and you bring yourself. The actor brings themselves to it. And therefore, good, bad, or indifferent, you cast the actor, and then he invests himself, advertently or inadvertently, into the part, and the part becomes him, whether it's stiff and monotone or full of passion and animation. The actor is the part. So whatever I came in with, I'm sure that I felt playful about it.
Rack, you wouldn't dare.
Come here, little doggy.
You
Come
would
here.
dare.
Come here.
I must have tried to ad-lib and find a way of connecting with more than just the words. The horses are always fun, and because of my interest in horses and my ability to ride, we find that producers throw in a horse, or a director throws in a horse because they know I can handle it, and it's picturesque, it's very visual, it's good for the film, and it's good for the character. So doing a horse sequence in the films is fun for the actor, for me, because I enjoy being on the horseback, and it's kind of relaxing.
I don't think DDT's gonna kill him.
No. Most spiders, especially the big ones, become immune to it.
To humanity's credit, we discovered what DDT was doing. It was a miracle cure for insect-borne diseases. Get rid of the insects by spraying DDT. It became apparent that not only was it getting rid of the insects, but it was causing all kinds of life forms great anguish.
Pesticides only make it worse, and you could be letting yourself in for one hell of a lot of trouble.
And in the case of birds, the shell of the bird's egg became so brittle or soft that it broke. And there was a huge mortality of birds, which they didn't know why, until they discovered it was DDT was the cause of egg softening, which means something was being leached out of the animals' bodies, which only heralds what it would be doing to human beings. And we know how poisoned farm workers were when these planes spraying DDT over vast acres of food. What kind of terrible births were being had by people caught in a storm of insecticide.
It's a crazy idea. I mean, the stuff is lethal. The amount you have to use could endanger the whole town.
I became a blithering advocate for environmental causes, or the cause for environmentalism, because of what it is we're doing to the state of our world.
It's not just a bunch of spiders. It's a migration caused by some kind of imbalance. Probably because a lot of ignorant people like yourself have killed off all their food with your stupid DDT.
And we're told that the things that will survive a holocaust of the earth will be cockroaches and insects and probably spiders, and out of which, in a relatively short period of time after we're all gone, mammals and things like that, due to what we've done, what will survive are the insects. And like the great die-off of whatever it was, the Pleistocene era, or wherever that great die-off was, and there have been several, and the dinosaurs disappearing for some reason, and they were around for 160 million years, and suddenly they die off. What kind of vanity would we have to think that we would last more than a short while from here, as all the mammals begin to die off, and what's left are the arachnids. And wouldn't they inherit the world and evolve into intelligences like we have and become an intelligent spider?
Emma, where's the fuse box?
In the basement, under the window.
Get everyone into the kitchen.
You debate the ending. Storytelling is a matter of choices, so you choose which way to go, and you look for some originality. And that ending was debated. Is that the right way to go? And the people who count, the director and the producer and the writer, made that decision, and I thought it was a good one. And it left itself open in some strange way for a sequel. I think it was going to take place in an insane asylum, that he had fought his way out and now had gone insane in an asylum and began to see the spiders again. There were the spiders all around. And there was a reason for torturing him to make him insane. And that was going to be the picture. But the sequel was never made.
Dear God. Sweet Jesus.
You never know what an independent picture is going to do. And when this became the cult favorite it did become, it was a source of astonishment. I'm astonished that this fun little film that we did is going to go back on the market. I think it's a terrific adventure time for somebody watching it. I think it's an enjoyable film. I think it's a good enough film to say, I hope you enjoy it, because it was fun making it.
Will tomorrow bring the love we need to last forevermore? Or could it bring the unknown that we've never seen before?